you're a serious artist looking to perfect your craft, get your music out there in front of millions and millions of views, then look no further than right here. Hip Hop News Uncensored, Raw Hip Hop News, and the Uncensored True podcasts are now running specials to promote your product. If you're serious about promoting your product on YouTube, email me right here at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com, or my brother OGod at hiphopun.com for further information. If you're serious about your craft, very affordable pricing. Let's go. Wait no further. Look into it right now. Emails in the description box. Hit us up. You already know.
There's a lot of mumble rappers, and we're just living in a different age of music. Let's talk about how music is being disseminated, how the news, in particular, is something that we do and do very fucking good, I might add. Thank you for everyone that comes and supports everything that we do.
Yeah.
But how the news is being disseminated. We were talking a little bit about the podcasters and people on the internet, because we all know YouTube drives the wave and just how information is being disseminated. Right. We all know that there are a lot of people on YouTube and things like that that are really getting famous off of the news that they do disseminate, but there's not a lot of real hip-hop, real issues being brought to the table from a lot of these platforms. It's like they're riding the wave of the music, so to speak, and a lot of people are looking for that breath of fresh air.
That's dope. Yeah.
And looking for that real hip-hop and that real news to be brought back. Talk a little bit about how news is being disseminated in the hip-hop game compared to what the music is, and what's going on. It seems a little bit watered down too, if you ask me.
Yeah, man, it's just like yeah, that's real when you said that, and a lot of people, I think they give us, props and accolades on, I saw a comment somebody put, we deal with the real hip hop conversation, like real hip hop heads, that came from that era, and even newer people now, we deal with the real topics. Sometimes we got to deal with the stuff, the mainstream stuff, but we dealing with, the stuff that people necessarily don't touch on, and I'm not trying to shade no other platform, because I want to see everybody get it. And quite frankly, we love the competition. We step up to it every day, and smash it. So, they do their thing and we do ours, but it's a clear separation, because some people like to, they deal with more, I would say, minuscule, things. But that's just us, man. We always kind of been like that, man. We always kind of thought outside the box and did things different.
So I guess I'll ask you, though, is it easier as the music is the mumble rap, and people say there's not a lot of skill involved in it anymore? It's just easy. You could do what you want to do, and you don't really have to use real bars or real lyrical skills to show off your talent. If you get a wave and people vibe with what you do, then you can go out here and get famous. Does the same apply for a lot of these broadcasters? Because I'm not trying to hate, or I'm not trying to try to throw or be divisive or throw shade. We're not throwing any names out there. I'm talking about it as a whole, because when you go through different platforms, you go through their timelines and their videos and their information, because you want to stay hip to what's going on as well. It's a pattern of just a lot of shit that really doesn't matter in hip-hop. Shit that doesn't really matter out here on the street. So I ask you, why is that wave so popular as opposed to the real issues, to what's really going on in hip-hop? Are people really afraid to get back to the bars? Can people deliver the bars the way they need to be delivered when it comes to real issues in hip-hop? People are afraid to talk about the Dame Dash 3 or Corn interviews. We attack it head on. People are afraid to bring up the Charlamagne the God interview. Not everybody, but some. We aren't afraid to attack these issues, as well as disseminate the normal news with the Tekashi 6ix9ines going to jail, or the unfortunate passings of young rappers and things like that. Things that we normally wouldn't tend to talk to in our normal day-to-day routine. So is it a situation where there's just a lack of real motherfuckers on the internet? Or what do you think that is?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, because you're in a day and age where anybody is sitting in their house, they got a computer, a little editing, they give their opinion, and tomorrow they could literally have a video that hit 1 million or 200,000 or 50,000. We both seen it with our own eyes. So a lot of these people, and I think a lot of the so-called hip hop, curators or commentators, whatever you want to call it, had given other people a bad name, because they might not be thorough dudes. That's so-called giving their opinion, but then you got some dudes that are. But it seems like some of the more ones that are not thorough are, I ain't gonna say pushed to the forefront. They at the forefront of it, and some of the stuff that they do, this makes us look bad. And everybody's not like everybody. It's just like, just because one person does it and this person does it, don't mean that we the same type of people.
Do you think it's a
You know what I
fear
mean?
in taking the criticism? Because we take heat on the daily. It
Right.
ain't easy to take heat on here. It's not easy for people to go in on you on the daily. Is it afraid? Because you obviously if you're disseminating the news, you obviously hear about what's going on throughout everywhere, and you choose not to touch certain topics. You choose because we all have the ability right now to put whatever we want on our platform. So certain issues, a lot of people just fail to even fuck with.
Right.
Are they scared? Is it that they don't have really anything to talk about? And if that's being said, are they culture vultures, like a Dame Dash would say? Because all you're doing is pretty much running with the bullshit and perpetuating the nonsense. And
Right.
and are these the culture vultures that Dame are talking about? And are people I don't want to say they're culture vultures by accident.
Right.
Let me
right,
put it that way. They're indeliberately culture vultures, doing things and following a trend, the wrong blueprint, so to speak, and now doing it by accident. You reporting the bullshit because you think that's what news is.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about real quick
Yeah.
people that complain in the industry. There's a lot of people.
Would you say Dame Dash is one of those people? Cause I seen that, a few people in a comment section, aka the air, to the straight, say stop complaining. Black people, go get your own stuff. Stop relying on other people. And to a certain extent, I do agree with that. Sentiment. I think that we do need to make. But but first, before we do, somebody got to say something about it and wake up the people. Like how you like the football coach or something. Before you can actually win a Super Bowl, you got to go to training camp. You got the coach has to give speeches. You got to be aware of the team that you're going to play, the plays that they do, their best players, and then you prepare, to take over. So yeah, I see a lot of I read the comment section often, especially on the very very the videos that me and you do on the Uncensored Truth podcast. I like to see the feedback from them, and Dame Dash has a lot look like an overwhelming support. And it seems like a lot of people already know, but it seems like we got a lot less people who are willing to actually do something about what they know.
In regards to what you said about his Dame Dash complaining, I think people really need to listen to what the fuck he's saying before y'all throw that out there that he's complaining, because a brother that owns everything, what is he complaining about? What is he crying about? He's not crying for himself. He's crying to y'all to do what he's doing for himself, which is do for self, which is to be your own boss. He ain't worried about what them other motherfuckers are thinking, but y'all so caught up in the message and so caught up in the headlines of what's going on, you really fail to hear the true message and what this brother's saying. He's a revolutionist. Y'all can say I'm kissing his ass. Y'all can say whatever the fuck. He's a revolutionist. If you have a brother out here that owns his own, said fuck you to the corporations, still able to do his thing, not worried about what people are saying about him, still eating, still providing, and still setting the blueprint for his family to succeed. As another man, how can you be mad at that for a brother? How can you be mad at that? You hating on success if you are upset at that or you're afraid to do it yourself. So rather than me sitting here and trying to find something to object with, I'm going to sit back and listen to an OG and go, damn, he's been successful in this business. He's been successful in the music business. He's been this, he's been that. As opposed to me saying, oh, he's complaining. Because I can initially think, if you watch him, it's very easy for a picture to be painted like, oh, damn, just complaining. But then look at the body of work. And then you go, nah, that's no way. He's not complaining for himself. He's trying to complain for y'all. He's trying to help us.
Leor Cohen now. I was sitting back and I was watching the old interview when Dame Dash was actually on Vlad TV. And I think the title of the interview was Dame Dash says Leor Cohen, says pretty much ruined Rockefeller. But then in that interview, Dame Dash was like, I don't really have no smoke, no beef with Jay. I got beef with Leor because Leor broke up, Rockefeller. First of all, how the hell did Leor break up Rockefeller? And does Jay-Z owe everybody an explanation for the breakup of Rockefeller?
Owe him? Nah, but it would be nice to hear it.
Right.
He don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
Jay don't owe nobody shit. He don't owe me nothing. He don't owe you nothing. He owes no one anything. But it would be nice to hear because we were so invested in the career. We were so invested in the Rockefeller team, a self-made, black-owned brand, going out here touring on your own, making music on your own, getting distribution, partnerships with Def Jam. We respected the groundwork. And when you respect the groundwork and you see the dynamic duo that was Dame Dash, Biggs, and Jay-Z, it was very heartbreaking to see that just fall off for no reason. It was very heartbreaking just to have no explanation to that reasoning and breakup. You Culture Vulture, shout out to Kenyatta Griggs, Hip Hop Motivation, and Dame Dash, an excellent book. Dame Dash talks about it in there. He has no beef with Jay. He got nothing but love for Jay. He has nothing but love for Kanye. he is happy to watch them win. They're succeeding, so he'll always manifest and always succeed because of them succeeding. He taught them the business plan. He did what he had to do with them, and now they're doing it on their own. How can you hate or be mad at that? He's never said anything bad about Jay-Z. He has said very negative things about Leo Cohen, and people can say that he's hating, or people can say that he's complaining. But when you hear what he's saying, can anyone argue at the fact?
Let me ask you about this though. Let me cut in because this is real relevant. What do you think about Dame Dash saying that? Because you just talked about how the Rockefeller they was doing merchandise and they was kind of doing things outside of music to make money. Because they seen that they seen that themselves as an artist was a commodity, and that companies were starting to now invest in these artists to put products behind them. So they started, branching out doing other things. Now Dame Dash said that Leo Cohen seen this, boom, 360 deal. Now you was talking about a 360 and some of the ins and outs, from personal experiences. What you've been going throughout your career in music and stuff like that. What do you think about Dame Dash saying that Leo Cohen created the 360 deal and the aspects of the 360 deal? Let's talk about that.
Well, he did create it.
Right.
Did he not? That's a fact. No one's saying that he created it, and it was sold as though it wasn't a problem. But the more artists that signed the 360 deals, and the more you see how these artists was getting fucked over and over and over, and how there was no real money being involved, because not only now do they take a piece of your masters, they take all of that, so you no longer own the rights to your music, your masterpiece, but now they get to divvy and dab into your shows. Now they get to divvy and dab into your merchandise. Exactly what do you own? You own nothing. You are completely, absolutely controlled by them. On top of the unfortunate fact that if they don't feel like doing anything for you, if they don't feel like chopping your shit, you ain't making no bread. So you say all of this, you sign a contract for this in comparison to doing the groundwork, working the fan base up, getting your social media platforms up, getting your YouTube, et cetera, and then going out and doing tours yourself, going out selling merch yourself, where you're recouping 100% of the revenue that you're putting back into yourself. What fucking sense does it make to sign a 360 deal?
Think about it.
Ridiculous.
Think about it. Think about it. Like, if you got all your platforms popping, so you got 1 million on each platform, you got 1 million on Facebook, 1 million on Twitter, 1 million on YouTube, and whatever other platform you got, and you putting your music out, you can, in your merchandise, you can sell this directly to those people. You don't have to go through them. You can make your music, make your merchandise, and put a link and say, look, we got these shirts out. Look, we got these records out. 10 a pop. You get all of that.
You're going to cook. And then doing the shows on top of it, you're going to go out. You're going to make money off the show. You get a little booth set up. You get your people out there selling your merch as you out there fucking ripping the shows. You get a line set up. Who else wants to do a meet and greet? Sell those shits for $5. Going out there and pumping like you pumping CDs back in the day. You get back out there and you flip your money. You flip what you put into your brand. It makes sense. It's an easy way. You see Gucci Mane. You see a lot of them bosses down in the South. That's exactly how they did it. They went out there. They got a fan base. The South absolutely loved each other. They rode with each other. They supported each other. He went out there and did his shows, sold his merch, and now this motherfucker's an absolute millionaire. And a lot of people don't know why, because he did out there and he went out there and he did it on his own. Dame Dash seen this formula real early, and all he did was try to bring it out here. But you got motherfuckers that chase money. You got that chase popularity, that chase the dream, that chase bullshit, that don't have the balls, let's just put it that way, to go out there and do it on your own and receive the ridicule, receive the criticism, because you're afraid about what white executives are going to say about you.
Who's more at fault though? Is it the actual company, the record company? Because I've seen this too in the Ear to the Street comment section. They say, well, these rappers go and they sign these deals willingly. So who's more at fault? The prey, the predator, or the prey?
That's a very great question.
Who's more at fault here?
That's a very, very good question. And it's almost, it goes, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So it's like the first couple you can understand, damn, they were trying to walk into the door. The Migos, you know what I mean? I forgot who they were trying to do a collab with, but that never going through thanks to Leo Cohen. There was a lot of situations early when 300 Entertainment was starting, these 360 deals started going on, that people started seeing the red flag early. But now you see people nowadays, if you sign a 360 deal, that's on you, stupid. Like, you should know better than that. And like I said, me being a victim of situations like this, I can understand and attest to it years ago, being in it and still fighting and clawing your way out now. You got to learn from mistakes like this. If you see somebody now signing that, my question is, like, you don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be deep into paperwork to really just know. Common sense will tell you, if you can go out on your own and get 100%, or go sign with them and get nothing because of a name, what the fuck are they doing for you?
Right.
It don't make any sense.
Right. Definitely. I agree. So, people need to take heed, about that. Definitely.
That's a fact,
Definitely.
man.
Yeah, so
still out here just, trying to mastermize the day. Let's talk about just the importance of time. Let's just talk about importance of time.
Yes, sir.
And how it's vital if you want to sustain, not only sustain, grow, if you ever want to see your business live or flourish, the importance of time. Now, people don't know that me and you we're related, we're close, and we get into arguments just like everybody else. And I want to reminisce to maybe about a month ago now. I was a couple minutes late, and me and you had we had a drag out argument.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A real good argument. And at the end of the day, you were right because I was late. Because we always stress, and it was just built in us as children, the importance of maximizing your time. Always be 15 minutes early. Always make sure you're thorough. Always make sure your time is in order to take care of your motherfucking business. Mm-hmm. Too often we see people taking that for granted. That one small free piece of vital information, that vital importance in a business, and that's time. Talk about the difference between a motherfucker who has a great brand but doesn't take their time seriously, as opposed to someone with not such a great brand but just really maximizes their time and puts the work into their effort. Talk about the difference between the two.
Yeah, because it's like whatever this is like they say they take 10,000 hours to master something. If you got this person, like, he may have worked to get to a point in his brand is somewhere that says that 500,000 people, and you got this person at 100,000. Now, once this person gets here and they start to not do the things that got them there, and they start to get comfortable and they start to lack, you got this guy at 100,000 say, you know what? All right, he got there, but I'm gonna start getting up early. I'm gonna start putting up this many, more videos than this person. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure I'm on time. I'm gonna do this every day. And all of that. Eventually, I'm gonna catch up to him. It's like if you're in a race and shit, and somebody starts slowing down, and you just keep your pace. Eventually, you're going to keep up to him. So, one thing that I've learned from a lot of the people who've made a lot of great strides, in business, is time, being punctual, with your time, being on time. Because I can even go back to when I had a detailing, business, and I'll give you another example too. We were supposed to open up at 9 o'clock, and a few times the customer got there before the owner, and that's detrimental because you're not going to stay in business because you got customers showing up. You're supposed to be there between 9 and 10, so that means be there early. And that's how we were taught. So fuck yeah, time is important. And then if that continues, let's just imagine this, right? Let's just say this shop, our detail shop, we did great work, and the shop up the street didn't do such great work, but they're there on time every day. Eventually, people are going to start saying, you know what, man, these guys are on time. They're going to start telling other people. It's going to spread. We're going to go to this other place. But even though they're not as good, they're there, they're on time. We know we can rely on them. Another situation before I dip out, I'm turning back over to SamAnt. I was going to get a haircut one day, so I text my barber, like, I'm going to be there at 12, and, so I pop up there at 12 with my stepson, and, she ain't there. About 10 minutes go past, so another barber there, I jump in the chair. She was there on time. She would have made that 50-mile haircut because she wasn't on time. That was just 12 minutes.
And I bet you she was pissed off.
Pissed.
I bet you she was hot, but not understanding the importance. You got CEOs. If you got a meeting with a CEO at a major company, she wouldn't have been late.
Nope.
If you were in a meeting with Diddy, would you dare be late?
Right.
But you don't hear a name, and you take time for granted, and don't realize the importance of it, and it costs you fucking bread, it costs you opportunity, it costs you time.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter how big. If you're trying to start a foundation in business, it all goes with habit, it all goes with work ethic, it all goes with what you put into it. The energy you put into anything out here is what you're gonna get out. Yep. So if you think that being 15 minutes late every single day, mistakes happen, shit goes down, you should be held accountable for your actions. And that young lady was, when she didn't get that money for that haircut, she should have took that on the chin as a businesswoman and go, okay, next time I know next time I got to be held accountable for my actions. Right. It ain't easy, but be accountable.
Right. Word.
If you want to be successful.
Yeah, I agree, man. So, it's good, that people are able to, cause we all worked jobs before and shit, and we was like, kind of like, fuck it, or whatever, because we were just employees at that point. But once you graduate to the point, where you're an owner and stuff, you want to run stuff successful, you have to, be on time. And we have to set the precedent, because we can easily show up late, to our own shit if we want.
Yeah, we the boss.
But it's just like, it'll come to a point where you know, once we start getting staff, which we do now, we start to develop staff and stuff, and we start to show up late. What kind of example are we setting for the employees once we get an office and stuff set up? We got employees coming in.
And when there's meetings and shit with big people and things like that, time is everything.
Oh yeah.
That 15 minutes is the moment between you having that meeting and not having that meeting. You can't take that shit for granted.
Facts. It can cost you $1 million, 15.